Onthebuzzer.com. This is Eddie.
That's six-pack.
My hand kind of hurts right now. I'm Ara. Our boy over here is on probation. So
MIA.
1 month probation. Let's talk about the NFL Week 7. Eddie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I didn't even mean to rhyme right there.
Let's do this.
San Francisco 49ers at the New York Giants. New York Giants favored by 9.
Looking good.
Alex Smith might come back. Doesn't matter.
One team on the rise, the other team
On the down. Alex Smith, I don't care about him. Is he going to make a difference?
Listen, he'll make a difference, but not this game. Give the guy a game to get back.
How about not this year?
How about not this lifetime? Is that what you're trying to say?
The Niners need a lot of help.
Alex Smith is not as bad as people think. Give the guy some chance. I've already said that. Now let's talk about the Giants. Eli Manning looking good, and I don't want you to compare him to Peyton Manning, to Archie Manning, to Sean Manning, to Mike Manning, to Jay Payton. I don't want you to. Don't compare him to anybody. Okay?
I need to compare him to someone so I can say he's doing well or he's doing bad.
Compare him to himself. The guy's a solid NFL quarterback. Give the guy some time. You know, the guy's had to look up to his brother and follow his brother's footsteps and his dad's footsteps. The guy's doing all right. He threw a couple of interceptions last game, but he looked pretty solid. He had He had over 300 yards. It was the best game yardage-wise since week 1.
The guy's got 11 touchdowns on the year. Plaxico burst with 8 touchdowns. This is a no-brainer. Giants by 9.
-9. I say you take the Giants.
Here's a scary thought. The New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins.
Are the Patriots favored by 75 points in this game?
I think it's like 175. They're favored by 16.5, Eddie.
Is it only 16.5 because they're playing on the road? Like that matters?
Yeah, you know,
they beat an undefeated team on the road last week, if I'm not mistaken.
The 5 people that are going to show up at this game in Miami are going to
be New England fans.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It should be a lot more. I think that New England doesn't let down. Don't look for a letdown game. They're going to pound. That's what they do. They go, they pound, they leave.
How sick are they? I mean, they got Randy Moss, they got Wes Walker, who's quietly having a crazy year.
He's doing it.
You know, they got Stallworth. I mean, these guys, it just seems like they reload every year. And every year, whoever goes there seems like they have the best.
It's the system. It's the system. And they're without their best running back, Lawrence Maroney, who's been injured for God knows how long. It's been a couple weeks now.
Who needs a running back?
Who cares? Who cares? No-brainer New England?
What's the spread? Like 16?
16.5?
Yeah, you got to take New England on
Definitely.
That's what I'm taking.
With
his money.
My money, don't worry about it. Let's talk about Tennessee at Houston. Tennessee favored by 1.5. Vince Young, I'm disappointed.
You know, Tennessee, I think, is just going to be one of those teams that are going to be like 500 for the rest of their existence. I mean, it's like they're gonna maybe be 1 or 2 games over 500 every year, and other than that, they're just gonna, you know.
They need a lot of help, and Vince Young got injured last.
I don't understand why. I mean, you got Vince Young, who's supposed to.
You need a lot more than Vince Young. You need a line.
No line's a solid back, every down back. You know, I guess you need to improve your offensive line a little bit.
Maybe they're just young. They need to gel.
Maybe that's what it is. But I like him this week.
Against you at Houston?
I think so. I think they're due to win a solid game on the road.
If Vince Young comes back from injury, I'll take the Titans. However,
yeah, I don't want to see Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins is in, then I'm taking Houston.
He didn't do too bad last game, but I'm over the Kerry Collins.
No, we're over him. He's like 100 years old. Let's talk about Tampa Bay at Detroit. Detroit coming off a bye week. They are favored by 2.5 at home. Tampa Bay just picked up a running back, so don't worry about it. They picked up Michael Bennett. He's not bad. He's from the Chiefs. I don't know. Tampa Bay's not bad. Detroit is, they've been slacking off.
Other than Gruden, does anybody care about Tampa Bay?
Jeff Garcia cares about him.
You know, I don't know, man. I wasn't impressed with them last week. They're a boring team to watch.
They won 10-13.
Who cares? That's what I say. Who cares?
You taking Detroit 2.5?
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit just because I
don't care.
No, it's not that. Tampa Bay is just so boring to watch.
I think Detroit's offense should step it up this week. I'm taking Detroit too. Let's move on to Baltimore at Buffalo. This is what I want to talk about. How bad is Buffalo? Baltimore, you know what? They're doing it with smoke and mirrors with defense and worthless quarterbacks, and they're pulling off wins.
Isn't that how they won
the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl?
Is that how they won every one of their games? Seems to be like a recurring theme every year.
Defense wins championships. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of that, but
it's a new statement that just.
Wouldn't the Bears have won last year if defense wins championships?
Defense, there's a little asterisk behind it. Unless you have Sexy Rexy as your quarterback.
And soon to be Brian Grossman if they even make the playoffs, but we'll get into
Brian
that later.
Grossman? You mean Greasy?
Greasy.
You know, I understand your retard language, but they don't. You need to be a little bit more.
Baltimore favored by 3 at Buffalo. I'm taking Baltimore. Buffalo just got no offense.
Yeah,
I'm taking
Baltimore.
Let's talk about Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Redskins. Redskins favored by 8.5.
Is Leonard back yet?
No, Liner's done.
I'm not watching her. So.
Warner's done. They just picked up Tim Rattay, who's garbage. And not only that, but they went and picked up Tim Hasselbeck. They got a bunch of quarterback problems. I feel sorry for the receivers of the Cardinals. 8.5? It's a Mongo number, dude.
On the road?
At home. Washington 8.5 at home. Arizona's on the road.
That's what I meant, by the way. I don't know, man. I mean, they looked okay against Green Bay, but can anybody hold on to the ball? I mean, last game we saw them play. The receivers may have dropped like 7 passes. Okay, fine. They're in Green Bay. The weather's a little messed up. This and that. But
it's
listen,
too cold for them to catch passes.
Both teams have to play there, so I don't know. I mean, if Washington plays an okay game, I think it's doable. But the problem is, how are they going to react after a bad game? I think look for a rebound. I think they're going to come out looking
blow
good.
them out.
I don't know about a blowout, but I think that the receivers, the offense has something to prove this week.
Okay, I'll take Washington too, 8.5. Let's move on to Atlanta at Eddie, your team, the New Orleans Saints.
The Gamecocks?
The other Gamecocks, the New Orleans Saints, coming off a huge win. New Orleans favored by 9. Reggie Bush with about 150 yards from scrimmage. What do you have to say about the Saints? Are they back or not yet?
Well, I don't know if they're
excited?
back, but at least Drew Brees looks semi-Drew Brees-like. I mean, he looks like the Drew Brees of old. They gave the ball to Bush last game in the beginning, and he got a bunch of yards early. Didn't do much in the second half, and I think he was a yard or so short of getting 100 yards.
He was.
But listen, I mean, they're a good team. Let's not fool anyone. They got okay defense. They got okay, okay receivers. If Breeze cannot get bruised, and if he can just play,
manage the game.
Yeah, manage the game. Play the way you played last year. They're going to be okay. Now, whether they're going to make the playoffs, I don't know, man. They've dug themselves a big hole.
I think it's a little too late. They're 1-4. So you take New Orleans by 9 against Atlanta?
Well, I mean, if they're going to beat any team by 9 points, then it's Atlanta.
I'm not sold. I'll take Atlanta plus 9. Kansas City Chiefs at another one of your teams today, at your Oakland Raiders.
Hey, did Kansas City win last week? And who did you pick? Is someone who are you winking at? Because I know you didn't pick Kansas City.
Doesn't matter. I'm a Chiefs fan.
Are you jumping back on the wagon?
Based off of
but are you jumping back on the wagon?
Now I'm back on. The Chiefs are in first place. They're 3-3. They're looking good. Larry Johnson finally broke out. He got a touchdown. Thank God. And now, you know what? They're going to face Raiders. I like the Raiders. I've been preaching about the Raiders for the past.
I think it's a must-win for the Raiders.
It's definitely must. Let me tell you, the Raiders are 2-3. The Chiefs are 3-3. They're only a game behind. So this is a tough one.
Well, I think it's -3. I think the Raiders are going to cover, but the problem is they can't come out slow. Okay, last week against San Diego, they looked like garbage. I mean, they're lucky they didn't lose. They didn't get blown out in the game. They were down 14-0 right off the bat. I don't know, man. Culpepper, I just with him as my quarterback, I'm just not comfortable.
I'm worried too,
and that's the problem. I mean, it's a game that they should win. It's a game that they should win by more than 3. But let's see if Culpepper's going to go and throw it to the right team.
I agree with you. I just don't know if the Culpepper that scored 5 touchdowns against the Dolphins is going to show up, or the Culpepper that showed up against the Chargers. That's what I'm worried about. Let's talk about the worst team in the league, the New York Jets, who I think you took last week, Eddie.
Why are they the worst team in Miami, who's 0-6? Not the worst team. Can you explain that?
I'll tell you why.
People?
Because Miami has some promising guys. They got a good running back, Ronnie Brown. That's about it. The Jets have nobody.
Pennington.
Nobody. Let's talk about the Jets. Cincinnati's favored by 6. This is Cincinnati's game. This is the lock. This guy's lock.
This is my lock. Don't listen to him.
I got it from him before.
What he doesn't tell you is we talk about this ahead of time, and he steals my lock.
Alright, I'm reading it off his notes, alright? Cincinnati favored by 6.
He can't read, so we know
they haven't won a game since week 1. They're going to blow the Jets.
Yeah, I think...
And they're going to blow them out of the water.
And they're going to do that. And you know what? I think Cincinnati's a better team than the record shows.
Definitely.
I think this is going to be the game where they're just going to, like you said, they're just going to breakout game. I think things are going to fall into place for Cincinnati in this game. And the Jets are just so bad, man.
Cincinnati can start their B team and their practice.
I think they're going to win this game. They're going to win it soundly. They're going to win by like 16, 17 points.
I think they're going to win by 40 points. Let's move on here. Maybe not 40, but still. Let's move on to Minnesota Vikings. Surprising Minnesota Vikings, even though they're only 2-3 at the Dallas Cowboys.